Welcome to the Artistic, Mystic, and Muse channel. I'm Nancy, your Mystical Muse. This is a collective reading for August 15th through 21st, 2021. So for those of you returning, welcome back. For those new subscribers, glad you joined us. If you haven't hit like, share, subscribe down below, please do. If you subscribe, please be sure you leave your email address. I don't give it out to anyone, but I do draw a free reading each month, and I can't get a hold of you otherwise if you're selected. So that would be great. There's other links below for donating to the channel. I've had some generous people donate decks to my channel, so that's appreciated. Financial donations are appreciated to the channel because this is something free that I do. So that all helps. And my website's down below. If you want to schedule a reading, you can subscribe there and enter the drawing for a free monthly reading. And there's also my metaphysical engineer jewelry, and social media links. So well, with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, this is for August 15th through 21st, 2021. So to start off with the reading, we're going to look at the oracle cards. We have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So with all this planning and manifesting, that's kind of seems to be a theme here rolling out into August. Make sure you're taking time for yourself, to care for yourself, to nurture yourself. That's really important. And the bottom of the deck says boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Maybe it's so that you can mother yourself, take time for you, learning to say no because you've overextended yourself is what I'm getting. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself and putting up boundaries where they're needed. Oh, so take the next one. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And that's sometimes hard, but it is. If it's for you, whether it's a lesson, because it crashes and burns, but there's a lesson in that. It's making room for other things. It's happening for you, for your learning path, what you signed up for here. Okay, they said to keep going. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So there's that gateway, that new beginning that we're going through. That is the initiation to this next big shift in ascension, of your personal ascension, uplifting the planet, the whole 9 yards. We also have increase. So this week, there could be an increase of some kind. Now, this can be financial, which would be pleasant. It can be an increase of people contacting you, offers being made to you. It can also be an increase of something that brings you great joy and happiness, because we've got this lane and this home, and there's interesting, the crystals here are the chakra colors of your energy system. So it could be maybe you've just been stretched too thin. That's why they're saying self-care, increasing your energy, your vitality, your vibration. So watch out for that. But the bottom of the deck, it's really good. It says happy success, new beginnings, which we like that, and friends and colleagues. So there could be some support, things to assist you in self-care. Maybe you've got a friend that's been trying to get you out to go have coffee or dinner or something, and that can be a form of self-care also. So don't turn down those opportunities if there's something that would really make you feel happy, or it would be a great way to take care of yourself, or allowing someone else to take care of you for once. We also have acceptance. So accepting things for what they are. I'm getting it is what it is. There's also self-acceptance, loving yourself, accepting yourself. And there's also acceptance and showing compassion and love for things, people, or situations that you do not agree with, but accepting that whatever that is, let's say there's something that happened in the news that you don't like or what have you, accepting the fact that everything is divinely orchestrated. So everyone's playing their own role, they're on their own path. So even though it may not be something that's in alignment or agreement with you, it is happening for a reason. It's not without a reason. So learning to accept that and releasing it, because that's the other thing they're pointing out. It looks like they've released hearts and doves like releasing love and compassion towards those things. So that's really important. Focus. You're evolving, you're metamorphosing, and there's your emotions. Don't let your emotions get out of the way. It's like a balance of emotions with the logical. And we're going to see that play out. It's also a master number 44, which talks about stability and balance and groundedness, right? Overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. And this card's kind of interesting. It's like the sword and the stone with like King Arthur, the sword of truth. But I also always see this boulder as a peach. So the obstacles, by overcoming the obstacles, is how we receive abundance. And the peach for me represents the abundance aspect of it. So keep that in mind. And here's a little more confirmation. It says, stay focused again. Hold the course. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, it's important to stay focused. Keep your eye pointing, as they say, on the prize, but your compass focusing north. Following, he's looking at the stars. The stars talk about divine wish or wish fulfillment, something coming true, something you really want. All right. What else? We have horned cactus, resourcefulness. This is 11. This talks about divine help with new beginnings, using what you have, being frugal. We have wailing tree, reconciliation. So last week we had some things where there might have been a conflict or forgiveness was required. So reconciliations, meaning that there's some kind of reciprocity or justice coming about. So yeah, things being reconciled, which is good. And bottom of the deck, we have straddling worlds, wandering between realms. So this to me is a twofold message. Part of it is how we have to deal with things in the 3D, but yet we want to live our life from a 5D standpoint. And what I mean by that is in 5D, you realize that everything is happening for you. You see the world through love and compassion, love for any and all things. You see the abundance, the prosperity, the everyday blessings that you have. Versus the 3D, which is the stuff we're still having to deal with. So you've got like one foot stuck in one life timeline and the one which is trying to ascend into the next. So there's that aspect. The other part of this, straddling worlds, wandering between realms, there are some of you who are journeying in your dreams at night. People call this astral projection or astral journeying, where you have lucid dreams and you're not just the observer, you're in it doing things. You're working. Some of us, from what I have read, some of us go to other planes, other planets, other galaxies, whatever it is, to learn things or to help out or assist. So you may be a bit tired. When you wake up tired after sleeping a long time, it's usually because you've been busy at night, possibly, versus just you're not sleeping well. That's a different thing. Hollow bone again, teachability. So yeah, some of you may be receiving instruction, learning things. And it's also not only in your dreams, but it's also important to remain teachable in the day-to-day. There are things that are happening for you to teach you things, to prepare you and open up space for other things. All right. So our situation or obstacle or challenge, what we need to focus on this week, we have the Emperor. And this is interesting to me because part of it speaks from a legal standpoint, which we just had last week. This could also be you learning to stand in your power, you learning to embody who you are, what you're about, what you stand for, your gifts, and not allowing other things, other people to disturb that. Like you're standing in your truth, in your integrity. If it's not that, it's actually, this speaks about an establishment. The Emperor can represent authority. And the clarifiers were interesting because you have justice, which usually can refer to legal. And you've got the Two of Coins, and this talks about balance. You've got the balance of the scales of justice, but you also have this juggling of trying to maintain balance or equilibrium with something that's been rough water, we might say, or has been difficult to smoother sailing. That could have occurred with a situation, a legal altercation or what have you, but it can also be you standing in your integrity to bring what is just, to do what is just, what is right for you, standing in your power, your divine masculine energy, and keeping yourself balanced. There's that. The other part is asking again for temperance. Temperance is about balance. And normally in tarot you have Archangel, I think it's Michael, but he's got cups and he's swishing water from cup to cup. In this deck we have a frog and he's on land, but yet there is this, it looks like a veil that's covering a cup. So, you know, he's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. And that's again, so there's 3 cards here that are speaking of balance, of equilibrium, maintaining that, or learning how to create that for yourself. Because when you do, it's bringing in the 10 of Cups, which is, you know, joy, happy life, you know, the way you want your life to be joyous and to be. So that's the challenge. Spirits of Ice, we had 2 cards for that. We have the Ace of Cups. So this is abundance of blessings, agape love. It's all of those good kind of things. And then what's interesting is the clarifiers were the Queen of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the High Priestess. So the Queen of Swords is someone who knows how to cut through the facade, who gets down to brass tacks, but sees through the BS, you might say. And she cuts away. It doesn't mean she's not kind. She's always gooey, soft, and chewy on the inside, but on the outside, she's been baptized by battle, by fire. And so she can smell when something isn't right, so to speak. And so she uses her sort of discernment, her wisdom, her knowledge, her experience to cut out anything that doesn't belong. So it's almost like whatever's coming, whatever decision that she's going to make, it's going to be a just cause, and she's going to tie into her intuition. This card, the 2 of Swords, is the bridge between these two. So in one way, she's the logic, and in this way, this is the intuition, because this is the High Priestess with wisdom and knowledge, but it's mystery, it's also intuition, psychic ability. So it's a balance. I feel like it's a balance. Again, you got 2 swords that are crisscrossed. So there's talks about boundaries, a little bit guarded, right? But going within and picking what is right for you that will bring you this, because this is what you want. And that's what you have to use the discernment for and listen to your intuition. So it's a balancing of listening to those 2 things. It was an interesting reading because I've got all these balancing things. You also, from Spirits of Ice, have the Knight of Cups. And this talks about you then having the strength to go after your cup. This is the cup you want, the Ace of Cups. So he's going forward with his Ace of Cups to find completion, victory, which is the World card that's clarifying it. And also we have the 7 of Cups. So this can sometimes be deception or things, it's hard to make a decision, confusion, but it can also mean this, the Ace of Cups. Like, this is all the many wonderful things, the blessings, the amazing things that are going to come to you by going forward after what makes you happy. So if you follow Spirits of Ice, you pick what that is or those things are and you go after them, you have the Knight of Pentacles. He is the only knight in the realm that finishes. Not the king, not the Knight of Cups, not the Knight of Wands, not the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Coins, is the only knight that finishes. But he goes a step at a time. It's like he's sniffing. He uses discernment in that every step he takes, he knows it's the right step. So it's like the donkey's like sniffing out the coin. Like, okay, is this the real deal? If it is, then I'm going. And so what that outcome is, you start to move forward a step at a time. Your footing is assured, and you know these coins are going to come. They're going to come one at a time, not in a big avalanche. It's not like the lottery. And The old way of doing things is the death card. It's creating this new beginning, this flower, this flourishing, and you have victory. This is the Ace of Swords. This is divine help again. Victory, knowledge, wisdom, truth, and integrity. And so it will come to you. Those things begin coming to you, and the things that are coming to you are not of deception. They are tried and true, what you're supposed to have come towards you. So bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is someone who is very emotionally kind, in tune, but emotions are very balanced, right? It's kind of like Temperance. The King of Cups has a foot on the land and a foot in the water. And he takes things into account, not just financially, not just logically. He looks at all of it and makes sure that what he does pick is something important to him, right? So in some ways, he's kind of like the King of Pentacles, but with more heart sense. And below that is the Ten of Pentacles. This talks about abundance, divine wish of abundance, longevity, legacy, stability. Clarifying deck, you have the Hanged Man. You're learning to look at things, differently. The Lover's card, you coming into alignment with your energies, your feminine and masculine, your higher self, and divinity. We've got Archangel Raphael, able to handle obstacles, which is what that mountain is, right? Moving forward swiftly. This can also be victory, right? And being in balance again. There's those two Sphinx, the Charioteer, trying to keep him in balance. So, really cool reading. That's all I have for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Any of the links you need are down below, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.